Hey everybody, MS Farzan here, and today I'd like to introduce you to one of our newer card games called Dolphins versus Unicorns, card-based espionage. I'm laughing while I'm saying it because it's kind of ridiculous. It's a competitive card game for 2 players, and in Dolphins versus Unicorns, you and your friends will take the roles of spymasters and engage in fast-paced, strategic card battles to deploy squads of secret agents and attempt to overcome each other's counter-espionage defenses to win the game. It has competitive card game mechanics, customizable gameplay, it's expandable up to 4 players, and it has TCG or trading card game gameplay, but reimagined. So a lot of the strategic battle card mechanics are in there, but they don't require you to collect extra cards to succeed. It's all contained within this one game. I'm going to walk you through a little bit of the instructions for Dolphins versus Unicorns, and if you're familiar with one of our other games, which is Entromancy Hacker Battles. Very familiar mechanics. It's a very similar game. I actually have a video up on this channel that explains how to play Hacker Battles. So if you want to follow that to get like a taste of how the mechanics work, that would be cool too. I should mention also that you can download this instruction manual for free from DriveThruRPG. You could just go to drivethrurpg.com and search for Dolphins versus Unicorns, or go to nightpathpub.com. And the game is also available on DriveThruRPG for $14.99. So let's see a little bit about this game. The basic game setup is that you are going to create and deploy squads, which are in turn comprised of agents represented by each of these cards. There are 15 unique agents in the game and 2 copies of each agent included in the blue and pink decks for a total of 60 cards. Before each battle, you'll shuffle the blue and pink decks separately and set them to the side. If you're playing with 3 or more players, you can use an extra deck per player from another set of Dolphins versus Unicorns. You can also select a special maneuver card and place it face up, and you'll want to keep track of what are called your infiltration points and your surveillance, which are equal to 0 at the beginning of the game. Essentially, the way it's going to play is these 3 phases. Assemble means that you're going to be dealt 5 agents at random, face down from the top of your deck. And then you're going to recon, which means that you're going to play you're going to create your squad by playing agents one at a time from your hand, face up from left to right in your playing area. So I go first and I place one, and then you place one, and so on and so forth. And then when we deploy, we're going to determine how many infiltration points are accrued or depleted to a minimum of 0. And then the way to win the game is to beat your objective card, which could be to reach 10 infiltration points, or spend 20 surveillance, deploy 5 times, exchange agents with another opponent 4 times, or play or cause 5 inactive agents. I don't want to get too into the weeds with this, as you can read this yourself, but some of the fun things about it is that you are dealt you're dealt 5 cards from your hand, from your deck into your hand, and you have to start playing the infiltration game against your opponent, determining what's going to happen when all of the cards on the board and they're all deployed. So if we look at an example of some of the cards, we could have, for example, counter-spy, which would negate any surveillance that would be gained this round after playing this agent, and you gain 2 infiltration points after deployment. So surveillance is the mechanic that allows you to build up a specific resource to use your specialization cards. We'll take a look at one of those later. You might play Lone Wolf. So if there's another Lone Wolf in play during the deploy phase, you'll lose 2 infiltration points. If there isn't, gain 4 infiltration points. So you're playing a game of cat and mouse with your opponent to see whether or not they're going to play a lone wolf, or if they have one in their hand, or if you want them to lose infiltration points, and etc. Or we have Gray Hat. Prevent one of your opponents from gaining or losing infiltration points this round. So that's pretty powerful, and you'll want to play that at the right time. There's also certain cards that are based on what slot you play them in. So like if you play them in your 4th slot, you'll get more surveillance or more infiltration points. And then there are other cards that will switch a card with your opponent. So you might play all your cards and then play a high value card in your 5th slot. But then another player will go next and switch that out with their card. So like there's a lot of shenanigans to be had there. And your specializations could also be of importance. Let me see if I can just move this around so you can see it. Okay, so like one special maneuver is lockdown. After you've gained 5 surveillance, you can lock one of your opponent's agent locations. So any agent played into that location is locked for the following round, and they draw 1 less agent during their assemble phase. So that means that if they play a card in their 3rd slot and you say, okay, well that one's locked down, when the board is cleared, they have to leave that one there, and you might be able to use that to your strategic benefit in the next round. So Dolphins versus Unicorns, it's just a fun, crazy game, and it's once you get the hang of it, it's really fun and fast to play. It's a different take on these kinds of games, on both tabletop card games and trading card games, in that everything you need to play is contained in this game itself. You don't need to buy expansion packs or anything like that. It has the feel of a TCG without requiring you to buy a bunch of packs that are randomized. And you can, as I mentioned, you can download the handbook for free on DriveThruRPG, and the game is also available on DriveThruRPG for $14.99. And if you want to learn more, head to nightpathpub.com, and we'll hope to see you soon.